Hey, guess what? You stumbled onto an excellent podcast called Matt and Joe Talk for 23 Minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to talk for 23 minutes. Right now it is 3:34 p.m., 25 seconds. We're going to go until like... Holy shit.
3:59 p.m. and 20 seconds.
3:57 p.m.
You know what?
And 29 seconds. Alright, so let's start out with a couple of introductions.
Exactly.
My name's both. Well, my dog's here too. She's like not gonna talk
Yet.
She's just never learned English. My name's Joe Bush.
Oh,
You should introduce.
that's my cue. I'm Matt Gleason.
With Matt and I are both squeaky chairs.
Conveniently squeaky.
We got the two squeaky
for your
chairs in the whole
listening
house.
pleasure.
Yeah. So exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about live stream Procaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we did the Sonic 24-hour cast, and I'm not going to give you any sort of idea of what this is about. This is us talking about things for 23 minutes.
You just did.
Shit. No, when we did that, we started out on live stream. No, we started on Twitch, and then the guy whose apartment it was at, it was a crappy apartment. It's not a crappy apartment. It's actually a very nice apartment. Sorry, Ben's apartment. I didn't mean to offend you, but he doesn't have great internet. So, like, and all four of his roommates were using internet at the same time, and it was like, okay, well, this isn't a good idea. And we had to wait we had to switch to live stream for an hour because he took less bandwidth to use it, and also had to wait until two of his roommates left to go work. And then we went back to Twitch TV, but, like, everybody on the forum that we based it out of, or at least one guy, at least barista.
Everybody.
By everybody, I mean barista of them. Those on the Show Me Your News forums know who I'm talking about. Did not like it because he's like, I checked the stream a bunch of times and nothing was going on. I don't know what's going on. I was like, yeah, because we went to Twitch, barista. So yeah, 3:36 p.m. currently here in Overland Park, Kansas, home of white people.
Oh,
One and the same.
Thing. Yeah.
One and the same.
So yeah, my experience with, this is just going to be a massive live stream Procaster advertisement. Yeah. I also use VLC Media Player.
Yeah,
I use it too. I don't even remember what it does. I just know that I have it installed and I use it.
It does all your videos.
Yeah,
so
that's what it does.
And let's watch some footage from Doom for the 32X.
AVI of Doom. That's good. Oh.
Yeah.
See it's full screen. That come on, I want to. Those graphics don't look as bad as you said.
Do they though?
Yeah, no, it's just like the PC.
Yeah, just like the PC. This is Doom for the 32X. Good thing you can see it right now.
Because if you didn't, that would be.
I know, that would be just terrible podcast.
Is that poor podcast etiquette?
Is that poor podcast etiquette? I don't know what that means.
Damn it, Joe. You're in French. You should know what that is.
No, I don't know what a podcast. I know what etiquette is.
You don't know what a podcast is?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have made one.
How many podcasts do you run? Just
one.
This and games and that now?
2 now, yeah. Even though I don't technically run games and that, I'm the third most popular host on that.
Well, I talk a lot in real life and then don't podcast any of it. So
yeah.
That's one thing that's unique about me. I speak and then don't broadcast it over the internet.
You don't podcast. That's a special snowflake there.
Not
podcast.
I'm gonna pass that down to my kids, and then everyone's gonna make fun of them mercilessly because they don't speak.
Well, when the world communicates exclusively in podcasts in the future, then you'll be made fun of. Yeah. Your children will be made fun of. And
right, all have moved on. I'll make fun of my kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll be. Oh shit, dogs.
It has arisen. More poor podcast etiquette. You can't see the dog.
Can't
Here,
see
I'll describe it for you.
There is a dog. She is
here, all
black.
There. Yeah, nuzzle. I'll say the dog's actions and Joe can describe. Swish, 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 snuffle.
She is. I will be in a monologue of the dog.
Snuffle.
What is this on the ground?
Snuffle.
My head.
Shake.
Shake. Oh, what is up those stairs?
Stand there and just stop doing
Ooh,
everything
who's talking?
despite the
Why,
podcasters
okay.
walk
Ooh,
home.
look at that. Look, what's that? Is that a shoe? Yeah, it's a shoe.
It's true.
She's really into shoes. She sniffs people's shoes.
Oh, God. See, whenever
Oh.
she needs to rub her
Gonna
nose...
go into the crotch there. All right.
Oh, alright.
Just look.
She's gonna try to disable the equipment here.
Just kind of see if I can unplug the microphone.
Anti-podcast.
If the dog unplugs the microphone, we'll be in good hands. 20 minutes. Okay, you can hear a tail hitting the mic stand here. Mic stand lovingly donated by Harmonix Institute for the game Rock Band. Came with the game when I bought it in like 2009, and I've used it ever since. Have not used any of the instruments since I bought the game.
I have less preparation for this podcast than probably the listeners.
Yeah.
I was legitimately thinking for about half that sentence that the Harmonix Institute donated us a mic stand.
No. Harmonix being game developers.
Which, are they still in business?
Well, they're doing some new thing for the iPhone. Or no, not the iPad. It's called BlackBerry, please. This is a great podcast.
Yeah.
No, they're doing something for the iPhone called like Song something.
So informative.
I'm so good at this.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much where game developers...
BlackBerry, go upstairs and stop hitting our mic stand with your tail.
I shall protect it. I'll be the tail screen.
Okay.
Can we get a tail screen here?
We gotta move the pop filter down to the tail. Down there.
Let's stay tuned while we Wikipedia things.
Yeah, we're gonna look up Harmonix.
Wow.
Our Opera is not being friendly today. I had Chrome open. Typically it is. It's just when other people are over. And they're like, what do you use Opera? I'm like, oh, it's a really nice web browser.
It's like when I go over to my friend Jacob's house, his computer crashes constantly, and it never crashes when I'm not there. Literally every 10 minutes it will crash, and then his Wi-Fi will randomly disconnect, and he will lose internet. It only happens while I'm there. It never crashes when I'm not away. Like
VidRhythm.
The second I leave.
They have a program called the VidRhythm, and essentially what it is, of course there's no Wikipedia page for it.
Joe, you broke my flow. God damn.
Well, that's true. That is poor podcast etiquette. But what's poor? I don't know what that is. I live in Overland Park. Boom! White person joke. That was great.
You know, no one, well, aside from the fact that no one will hear it, no one knows what Overland Park is.
Alright, go on Wikipedia and search Overland Park, Kansas. Not Oak Park. That is different. There's a different city called Oak Park, and by that I mean there is no city called Oak Park.
This is all mine.
The Nexa.
It's also poor podcast etiquette. I just referred to something that I did physically in real life. I feel like that's poor podcast etiquette. This is also going to be really loud.
Mm-hmm.
That was a...
What? When you move close to the microphone?
Slice of volume. Change there.
When you move close to the microphone like this? Yeah. That is poor podcast etiquette.
I caressed it lovingly with my voice.
I caressed it lovingly with my tongue.
Oh.
Yeah, Overland Park, best place ever. Home of...
It's actually a pretty great place.
Actually, yeah, I prefer Overland Park to Olathe.
Or Atlanta.
Do you prefer Overland Park or Olathe? Let's be honest here.
It depends. Like, you can't... Like, do you prefer Atlanta or Chicago? Well, it depends. Are we talking about, like, hot dogs, or...
Just in general, because Atlanta versus Chicago...
Would I rather live there?
Atlanta's airport sucks. Now, Chicago's airport kicks ass.
And there's a lot of place in Chicago where you can, like, walk around and be fine, and there is a significant amount of real estate in Atlanta where you will get effed up.
You'll get shot.
Yeah, at least twice.
MC Hammer talked about that.
Oh, and MC Hammer has never embellished anything.
Actually, there's this website called SBNation.com.
Shit, this is the loudest chair.
I know, yeah. Let's just give a tribute here before I talk about SBNation.com to squeaky chairs. Just... Alright, good job, us. But no, it's based in Atlanta, and when the Falcons were making their playoff run this year, where they actually won a game, they were writing all this stuff like, Atlanta, everybody calls us a bad sports city. And he's like, yeah, a lot of people from Atlanta aren't, they come to Atlanta from other places and retain their fanship from other places. So, point is, you get a lot of away visitors in the Georgia Dome. and he talked about like how that would seem to be a problem, but actually since the Falcons are typically pretty good, it's just fun to watch people filing out of, your own home stadium.
While they're losing.
He's like, look at those dumb Cowboy fans. Actually, favorite thing, something you won't be able to see here, but I'm going to look up and show to you. Have you ever heard of like a Fandom map?
No.
What people do typically... Okay, search function. What people will typically do is like, for a Fandom map, is they will go and like get a map of the United States, for the NFL, find all of the National Football League teams, and like, okay, well this area of the country sports this team, this area sports this team, blah blah blah. And they were like, well, none of that can be right, because I mean, when you get into states like Idaho or North Dakota, where they don't have really a team, typically they're just like, oh, Seahawks, Broncos, there you go, Broncos. It's all good. Broncos. But no, if you look, some guy on Facebook, like, I think it was the official NFL fan page, or no, it was just NFL fans on Facebook, went and, like, got everybody to say what their favorite team was and where, what region of the country they are from. And he made this map, and if you look at this map, it all makes sense, like, generally, like, orange here for Denver and Wyoming is the Denver Broncos, or for Colorado and Wyoming, whatever. The red here in Kansas City is Kansas City. The green up in Wisconsin is Green Bay. Illinois is blue for Chicago Bears. Much of California is red there for the San Francisco 49ers. There is one county in the whole map. I actually do need to zoom in as far as I'm zooming in.
Because they know how far you're zooming in.
Yeah. One county for the New York Jets.
Wow,
one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That must not be very accurate. There has to be a county that
well,
likes the
you got to
New York
understand
Jets.
how many people live in that county. That's like, that's Long Island.
Oh.
So, I mean, the Jets have tons of fans.
They're just localized.
They all live in one of the most densely populated places in the United States of America. But then you'll notice a significant amount. See, we're going to point to Western Oregon here. What do you think this yellow splotch is?
I don't know.
It's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wait, what?
What do you think this yellow splotch here in Nevada is?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Pittsburgh Steelers now.
South Carolina is almost entirely yellow.
Why?
For Pittsburgh Steelers.
And Look at Alaska. Look at Alaska.
Yeah, I know.
They invaded the West and Hawaii.
It's like, oh yeah,
is that all Pittsburgh Steelers?
Hawaii is like Steeler crazy apparently. I love how Alaska's like, oh yeah, we're all Green Bay, and then northern Alaska where nobody lives.
Is that Houston or Kansas City or San Francisco or Tampa Bay?
Those are
random.
I'm guessing that's 49ers.
I feel like it might be Tampa Bay.
I don't know what the southern tip of Alaska is. That Seahawks, maybe?
I like blue.
Yeah. I like how the northern tip of Michigan.
All right, so do you have any particular reason for why the Steelers are just incredibly good at spreading?
I don't know why. That is an excellent question. And if you've ever come into contact with Steeler fans, you immediately don't want to be in contact with Steeler fans. I'm kidding, Steeler fans. I love you.
That's how a lot of sports fans are for me.
And then the only thing better than the Pittsburgh Steelers is you look at Texas. This big Texas that's all silver. Who do you think is in Texas? Take a guess. Stab in the dark. What's the biggest city in the state of Texas?
Oakland.
No, you're close. It's Dallas. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys fanship expands from here in Dallas all the way up to basically dominating Montana. No, North Dakota's over here. Montana.
You have a really good knowledge of the United States map that I have not retained.
I remember being so embarrassed when I tried to do a test over the United States map, and I think it was the 5th grade, because I got all 49 states that I could think of. I got them all right except for Utah, and I was like, oh shit, what's this state? But of course I was 5th grade, so I was like, oh crap, what was this?
Shoot.
Bollocks. What is this state? What is this state that looks like it's got like a right angle taken out of it? It was Utah. That was what the state was.
The real question we all want to know, though, is who took the right angle out of Utah.
That would be Wyoming.
And I'll tell you, Jews. You're
Indeed.
welcome.
It was Wyoming.
First
Actually,
they kill
like
Jesus, then they take a slice out of Utah.
I really like...
What will they do next?
The idea of the four corners. That's probably my favorite thing, where they're like, alright, we're gonna chop up the West here. We're gonna put Colorado. We're gonna put New Mexico. We're gonna put Arizona. We're gonna put Utah. Alright, where do we go there? All squares, boom, four corners.
Well, I mean, you can be in your 4 favorite states at the same
I know.
time. All 4 of the hip-hopinest tourist destinations in the United States
I think...
in one place.
Yeah. Well, I think the only other states you can really, like, do that with, I guess, Tennessee and Virginia and Kentucky, so they have a little corner
There's
right
a
here.
3, there's a 3 right there.
Oh, Kansas, Colorado, and Oklahoma.
Or, if you have really long arms, you can go
You
there.
Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas. Best state in the world, Arkansas.
I thought you were saying all 4 were in contention for best
Yeah.
state in the world.
No. That's
no,
the best state in the union is Iowa.
Why?
Because temperature's not too bad there. One time I went there, everybody seemed pretty nice. Des Moines is a nice place.
I'd say the best state in the Union is probably West Virginia.
Why is that?
Because they are to the west of Virginia,
Oh.
I assume. And
You're close, actually. They're to the northwest.
You know what, Joe? I think that is a technicality. Also, they did stuff, and it was good stuff, mainly.
What stuff?
Well, little known fact, no one in West Virginia has ever done anything bad, so...
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
They do have that one song by John Denver.
yeah,
Country
well,
Roads, Take Me Home.
well, yeah, I don't know anyone in West Virginia, and people I don't know can't have done anything bad,
That's
so
true.
I'm going to assume that
Yeah.
everyone in West Virginia is completely sinless.
It's like how the city of Melbourne, Australia, great place. Everybody's nice there. Nobody's ever done anything wrong in Melbourne.
Wow. Wow, it's like Little West Virginia. They should call it
Osaka.
New West Virginia.
Osaka, Japan, known as New West Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard
And
of?
then it would become Old West Virginia.
Have you heard of Barkley? Shut Up and Jam Gaiden,
No, I have not.
or Gaiden, whatever. It's this great internet RPG. It takes you're basically Charles Barkley in the future, and it takes like every. It's really just a parody of basketball terminology as well as RPGs. Like you'll have a character named it's a robot Vince Carter, or cyborg Vince, I think. I don't know what his name is, but he's a cyborg version of Vince Carter, the popular basketball player. And he joins your party and then like immediately leaves it after a couple of battles. And like all this stuff happens. It's a really funny game, but the game takes place in Neo, New York for the first part, because the actual New York was destroyed when Charles pulled out the Chaos Dunk, which is something you should never do. And then Neo New York gets destroyed, and so it becomes Proto-Neo New York. So,
I suggest that we annex Mexico, and then we can call it New Mexico, and we can call the state Old New Mexico.
yes.
And then we could annex Canada,
Mhm.
and it could become Old... so it could
Where's
be
the joke
Old
going?
New Mexico... Old regular
Oh.
Mexico now could be like Old Old Mexico, and then New Mexico now could be Old New Mexico, and then Canada could be Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we annex Zimbabwe.
Can we annex Germany in the middle of the European
Yes!
Europe?
We're gonna conquer Germany.
What's the next logical step?
Actually, I think it would be
Finland.
hilarious if President Obama got up on stage one day. He was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is our manifest destiny that we take control of Germany. By the principles of social Darwinism,
it needs to be
we will take over and colonize Germany.
It needs to be something else, though. It needs to be something with, like, a low population that no one really cares about, but also isn't like the traditional colonial state, like New Zealand.
New Zealand. I was thinking the exact same thing.
As we slept last night, a great terror has been swept from this world. Navy SEAL operatives have in fact secured the most coveted island in the world for American interests, and you can begin moving your families over. We have, in fact, yes, you guessed it, colonized New Zealand.
New Zealand.
All of the rocks are now ours.
New Brunswick, we will be moving up there soon.
Soon all of Oceania will be ours.
New Brunswick is definitely in Canada,
against our rocks.
Is New Brunswick an island? That is your trivia question.
We will melt the rocks and turn them into oil.
New Brunswick is not an island. Newfoundland.
Where
is
it?
Canada. Newfoundland, also known as Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Newfoundland.
Is that? Oh,
Newfoundland.
It says island in parentheses, so I'm willing to bet that it is landlocked.
Wikipedia is correct. So we're getting New Zealand, and we will call it Newfoundland.
We should attempt to edit the Wikipedia page for Germany and just put island in parentheses next to it.
Just pointless vandalism. Some guy did this.
The best kind of vandalism.
This type of vandalism to Mark Mangino's Wikipedia page, and it said he changed the only thing he changed, it may have been a woman, but it changed like his works, like places where he worked, and it was like Oklahoma, Kansas State, University of Kansas, and then like 2003 it said like beef from like 2003 to 2005, and then like orange after that, and it was like
I actually ran into a piece of vandalism when I was crap. We're gonna hit it soon.
We're gonna hit it soon. We got 45 seconds.
So I ran into a piece of pointless vandalism the only time I've ever found something incorrect on Wikipedia, and I was so tired at this point. It's like 11 o'clock, and I'm finishing a Euro report, and so they were listing Spanish kings, and they were talking about one of them. They said Louis the 14th, and I put that in my paper.
Yes,
a Louis Spanish king.
Yeah,
because I am intelligent.
I found one in the basketball Wikipedia page that said Michael Jordan invented the word dunk. And we're just about closing on 10 seconds here. Say one short phrase.
Well, shit, I don't think of any... Damn it.
Yeah!